Don't mind me looking in this direction. I'm actually on a video call with someone right now, and I muted myself. I don't know why that took me a long time to process. Yeah, I wanted to really talk about this because I'm starting my day, and it's been in the back of my mind for like months already. And it's really this idea of being comfortable asking dumb questions. And it's probably one of the biggest skills that I admire for anyone that can do that. And it's so difficult to do that. Maybe it's just me having a high ego, but like, whenever you ask dumb questions, it's tough because like fundamentally you're just afraid to look dumb. And I'm so fearful of those ideas. Like anytime I'm inside like a classroom setting, or we're planning out this project, right, that is complex and confusing, right. I'm afraid to ask those questions in order to fully understand the problem, you know and that's bad because if you don't understand the problem completely, you become very quiet, you become less collaborative, and because you don't even understand the problem, you can't even provide any solutions. Or even after the conversations, whenever you need to research on some solutions, you don't even know where to start. And so it's definitely a skill that I am really trying to get better at, and it's so damn hard. It's so damn hard. I guess maybe it's just because, and I try not to get so hard on myself on it, because like I know that naturally humans are hard creatures, and we want to look like we're high value. And I guess one of my biggest fear is like when I ask these dumb questions, I feel like people just might not respect me anymore. They might think I'm dumb, and they might not want to go for me for help anymore. And it's really silly just talking about this out loud, but it really goes in the back of your mind. And so, whenever I have these collaborative conversations, or whenever we have these group conversations on some complex problems, like for a lot of people, let me describe the feeling of it. Basically, whenever you come across a problem with a group of people that doesn't seem to make sense of you, for me, I get this really, really uncomfortable, confusing, frustrated feeling. And so, with this feeling, like the best way I can describe it is like you're confused, you're trying to understand a situation, but at the back of your mind, you hold yourself back because you're like, oh, I can't ask this question because probably everyone else knows about that question. And so that feeling right there, like there's, I'm not doing a good job of explaining what that emotion feels like, but that feeling over there is exactly that I want to fix. Like even when I get that uncomfortable emotion, that feeling specifically, I want to still ask the question regardless. And it's a way for me to get over my fears of asking dumb questions, but also to really open my mind that, hey, it's not as bad as you think. If you ask these questions, sure, you might look dumb for like a few seconds, but now when you ask that question, you're no longer, you understand it. You got a little bit more smarter in understanding the problem. And like I guess like whenever I'm asking questions, I guess like the goal really does matter. Like you should not ask questions for the sake of trying to look smart or keeping this as an ego thing. You should strive to ask questions because you genuinely want to help people. Because the whole goal of the project that you're working on is to make other people better. And so if you shift your goal into doing that, you wouldn't be afraid to ask questions. Like I guess an example of that is that whenever I can't think of an example right now, but yeah, it's definitely something I want to challenge myself every day. And starting today, I really want to force myself whenever I get the uncomfortable feeling to still continue to ask that question that I'm trying to go for. And it's gonna be tough, but I just want to do it at least once a day, right? Just as a starting point, just to kind of get myself comfortable into that mindset. And so hopefully I can get better at that. Anyway, that's really all I had for this morning. That was in the back of my mind. And so I'll talk to you later, Henry. We'll talk more about this.